Good afternoon, everyone. It's Kylie for real over here. I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. I am at the park again because this is my favorite place to be, outside in nature, not inside. I just got off work, so I'm here. I work inside, so I like to come outside and enjoy the weather when I can. Although lately I haven't really been going outside that much, so I'm kind of happy I'm here because it always makes me feel better. So today, I was thinking about talking about our individual expression. So like who you are as a person. I find there's a lot of, I've been there before, so like I'll just explain. So I've always like loved myself, but never like enough to be like confident in who I am, and like I was always comparing myself to other people. Even though I made, strives and I did a lot, like I accomplished a lot, I always found myself like when I would meet somebody that was maybe doing something, I don't know, that I'd get jealous of, and I would think to myself, oh, well, I should be doing that. And then it would automatically just make me feel bad about myself, even though before I was, feeling good about myself. And then, somebody tells me they're doing something, and then it's like how I describe it is like I would detach from myself. Like my soul wasn't in alignment. My soul didn't feel or have like belief in myself when that happened. And when I look back now, like I'm a wonderful person. I believe I am. And I think I've always been. I just don't think I've always actually like believed I had the potential to even like do something like this YouTube channel, right? But I never stopped to think like how many other things that I've done before this YouTube channel that were like amazing and awesome because they all came from my heart and my individual expression, my soul. Like I did all those things, and maybe there were moments where like I truly believed in myself, and I think there was, but then like those moments would go away. And the one thing that I want to relate to the individual expression today is, like I said, the comparing yourself to other people. And I find that gets in the way of really believing in yourself and staying in alignment with who you truly are. It's really hard, right? There's so many ways to see how people are doing. I don't know, through social media, through like everything. Friends at work, people you work with, whatever, like people are always doing things. So, and you're hearing people's stories of what they're doing. And I don't even think that's the problem. I think the problem is that we think that we're supposed to compete with other people, and that we should feel bad about ourselves if we haven't like gone to school yet, or if we don't have a high-paying job, or if we're not married, if we don't have kids. Like there's so many reasons now, thinking about it, like reasons why you should feel bad. Like, I have people ask me, like, are you gonna have kids? Are you gonna get married? Like some of these things, like I don't want, and like I don't feel bad about not wanting them, but a lot of people feel bad. And then they end up making decisions for other people that were not for them, and then they end up unhappy, and then they tell you their life story, which I've had people tell me their story, and they're unhappy, and as I'm listening to them, it's almost as if they don't hear what they're saying, or they don't think they deserve to live a life in which they desire or want. And I understand there's a lot of pressures, like, if you're from a very cultured family, and not saying all cultured families, you're like made to do things that you don't want to do. I'm just saying there's different reasons, I think, in general, why people end up, doing a job that they don't want to do, or end up in a relationship they don't want to end up in, or hanging out with people they don't want to hang out with, or anyway, and I think a lot of it stems from being disconnected from ourselves and not fully in alignment. And another thing I notice when we're not fully in alignment with ourselves, so when we're comparing ourselves to other people or making decisions that are not for our best interest or don't make us happy, we end up feeling, like I said, disconnected, and then you feel anxiety, right? You don't feel connected to yourself. You feel shaky, you feel nervous, afraid, worried. So many things happen to you mentally and in your heart, I've realized, when you don't make decisions that are for you or that you want deep down in your heart. And I feel like a lot of us ignore, that gut feeling, or that voice in our head that's telling us, no, that's not for me, I don't want that. But we end up doing it for other people. We say, well, happy wife, happy life, I've heard, or I got to do it for my parents. And like, to me, it just doesn't seem excuse me, worth it. Like, I mean, it doesn't seem really fair. If you're trying to make other people happy, which is fine, but for this to sacrifice your own happiness. So technically they both cancel each other out. And I mean, nobody's happy, because like, you're lying to them, you're lying to yourself, and then you're unhappy, and essentially you're not being honest with them. So then that's not good either. Sorry. Zoom not supported for this mode. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so anyway, comparing yourself to other people and living out somebody else's dreams is not, like, it's futile, and I feel like you'll end up not really living the life that you truly were meant to live. And I just want people to know that, like, you're worthy of happiness. And that's what I had to do for myself. Like, and it's really hard. Like, I was a people pleaser, like, I wanted everybody else to be happy. I was that person, and still at times I am, but I'm working on it. And I've realized the more that I say yes to me, and the more that I say no to the things that don't serve me or that I don't want, the happier I become, the more, like, I believe in myself. Like, I found that, like, that once I just stopped saying no, or I just didn't listen to certain pieces of advice, it was scary in the beginning, absolutely, because you're just like, oh my God, how's this person going to react? Like, I'm so scared, because like, you're just so used to just giving in to people. But as soon as I just kind of like got used to it and like saying no and doing things for me, I just started to feel more empowered, like, and you got to remember too, like, the power is always within you. Even if you haven't accessed it and you're not using it, the power is in you, and it's in each and every one of us. Every single person on this planet can be empowered. You just need to step into it. Learn how to use it. And in the beginning, it'll be scary. Trust me. But nothing worth anything was easy. It's going to take work, and you have to like retrain your brain, right? So your brain is like a forest, okay? And it has certain pathways. You go into a forest, and like people that have hiked through a certain way, like there's like a walkway. So that's like what your brain is like. And your brain is, used to certain pathways that you've walked in, certain ways of being, habits, whatever you want to call it, thought patternings. You're just used to it. Like, you've been programmed. You're just like, you've programmed yourself or whatever. So all you have to do is make new pathways. And making a new pathway in a forest is, oh my God, it's annoying. You're getting stabbed in the leg with like, bush stuff and leaves and nature stuff, whatever. And you're just like, oh my God, this is so annoying. But like, once you've walked on that pathway a bunch of times, it gets easier and easier. Just like, oh, this is a breeze, nice little hike, not getting, whatever, nature on me, leaves and sticks. I mean, I don't mind that, but other people do. But anyways, it gets easier. So once you start saying no more and you start doing the things that you want to do more and more, it gets easier. So it's just a matter of retraining your brain. But first, what it is, you have to realize is that it's the awareness, right? Like, you need the awareness first, or the thought or the feeling that you want to start saying no to people, or you want to stop comparing yourself to people, right? And then from there, then you can work on things, right? Like I said, we all hold a power within us, and we're all able to access it, and we all can be happy. I wouldn't be making this YouTube channel if it wasn't for what I'm saying right now. I know what it's like to try to make other people happy, and that means you're a good person. You want to make people happy. There's nothing wrong with that. But you also have to make yourself happy. You're number one, right? You're number one, and then everybody else is next after that. All right. So long as you're not, intentionally hurting anybody, right? Like, you're important, and you have to know that you're important. And if you don't hold yourself number one, then whatever help you're giving to other people, it's pointless. You're helping other people to make yourself drained or not feel good about yourself. So you helping other people, technically it doesn't really count. Right? It cancels each other out. You have to make sure that you help yourself first, so that you're able to help the other people, so that it's a win-win situation. Anyway, so I hope that helped in explaining comparing yourself with other people and not living by what other people want you to do. That's another thing. Everybody has their own life. So, and that if other people don't like what you're doing with your life, then that's their judgment is coming from their experience and their reality in their life, right? Everybody's going to have a judgment and an opinion. We all got opinions and judgments based on our own experience, though, right? Like, for example, so I used to work at this place a long time ago. I used to work with male youth offenders in open custody, and I was a student at the time. I went to Sheridan College. It was my third year of college, and I did a placement at that open custody. And I realized that what helped me connect with the boys and help them was when I just opened up about myself and my own past, my own struggles, and especially if they would align with maybe something that they were struggling with, I would talk first, because usually, young teenagers don't want to talk about their stuff, whatever. So I would just open up and tell them some stuff that I felt comfortable talking about with my own life. And I noticed that these boys would then also open up, and we were able to talk and be open together, and it was effective. And I soon realized this. But my elder staff that I was working with, and like I said, I was a student in college. My elder staff, would come up to me and say, Kylie, I don't think you should be being, super honest with the guys and, telling them this and that and whatever. And I remember thinking in my head, but they're talking to me and not talking to you. And I was actually able to make, Buddy over there feel better. So, I kept on doing that, although there has been situations where I do, take somebody's judgment or opinion and be like, oh my God, am I wrong? Am I right? Don't get me wrong. There's been many of those, but in that particular situation, I knew in my heart, in that moment, I believed in myself, and whatever they were saying, their judgment or their opinion didn't affect me, and I realized that was their their opinion that had to do with their experience working there and had nothing to do with me. So a lot of the time you just need to, you know, trust yourself, trust your experience, because everybody experiences something differently, right? So like, you know, and that was another thing, you know, some guys would come in and at the open custody I worked with, and some of the staff would like be like, oh my God, he's so hard to deal with, this and that. Oh my God, read his file. And then I would go talk to this kid and hang out and open up, whatever. And I thought, wow, like this guy's pretty cool. He's nothing that these people were talking about. So anyways, my point is just don't always believe what other people are saying, and remember that it's coming from their experience, and always trust yourself. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So I hope that was helpful. I'm going to get better at these. I'm not too sure if this video was helpful. It's I'm still getting used to videotaping myself and talking to a phone. I feel like I'm so much better in like real life when I'm talking to somebody. But yeah, I'm learning, and I'm sure I'll do great. Thanks everybody for listening and also subscribing and watching my videos. I'm so excited to see you on my next video. Okay? Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.